Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangaroo. Hello, hello, hello.
And you know what that means, folks. It's time for some more Steel Division Normandy 44. Now, today, we are back in that lovely little French town of St. Mary-Église.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have playing today, Rue Myrang?
Well, Mr. Ulrich of Khan, we have Mr. Fancy Pants as the 4th Armored Fancy Division. And on the
Alrighty.
right-hand side, in red, we've seen him before, we got A.Lennart as the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier Division.
Okay. So, 4th Armored, I know
Yep.
we're going to talk about this forever and a day. It's powerful, it's meaty, there's a lot of good oomph behind it.
Yep.
Definitely give you a lot
Literally-
of bang for your buck. But
Yep.
you think that Lennart might have picked a great division to face off against this? How do you mean?
Yeah, 17th SS is really up here in top tier Axis divisions, especially with the Stug 4 buff, and yes, it really is a buff given it the 1.2 kilometer range. But on this map, it's going to have a lovely time. You got SS Stormtroopers, which are very deadly in close range capabilities. You got Nabelwerfers. You can get 8-phase Nabelwerfers, and just look at town, that's just asking to get nabled. And that would pretty much guarantee a victory in the town area for A.Lennart if he does bring out that fire support. And like I was saying before, Stug 4s, good counter against Hellcats.
True.
They got the same range, and the Stug is pretty well armoured. It's Trove armor, so it has a pretty decent chance of bouncing that 13 AP 76mm gun that the Hellcat can bring up. I think it's going to be a bit tough in A-phase for A.Lennart. I think he really wants to try and neighbour Earth out town and then move in the PZ Grens and Stormtroopers to clear it out. And just be a bit more defensive on the flanks, because he can bring out that Stug F8, which is it's 2-star, it's a good tank, but he has to face off against an Abrams and 2 other potential Hellcats, and it doesn't really have the 1.2 kilometer range either, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. But 17th SS Panzer Grenadier, it's a really solid deck. I would say, I'm gonna say it's probably the best German division in game.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty high praise right there.
Yeah, and I'd also say 4th Armored is the best Allied division. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for
I,
damn sure.
I don't want to note, every single replay right now on the replay site,
At least
is
for
a
one-on-ones.
1v1.
Yeah.
Every single one has 4th Armored in somewhere. So it's 4th Armored versus some sort of Axis division. So, I know, it's really speaking volumes about how bloody good his deck is right now.
Now, I'm actually kind of interested to see. I mean, you're talking about how later on the Strokes are going to match up decently well against the Hellcats. And we are going to see an early Nabalwerfer. If you want to see on the bottom right side, we will have the early Nabalwerfer, and we will, in fact, see a second one could be brought in. And those are super cheap. You're saying that's a great opportunity. In fact, there it is in the middle. So watch it get plopped down immediately, and you should be almost able to hit almost the American side of the map. Not 100%, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent range, and it's a powerful unit.
Very, very true. And actually, aircraft overall isn't too bad either. I mean, B phase, it looks like that's when the 17th is really going to kind of get kicked into the high gear here. Now, I mean, we talk about the tanks and everything like that. We talk about the armored vehicles fighting back and forth, the AFVs. And we're seeing the early infantry. Is it going to be Germans forever and then trying to kind of roll that into phase B? I mean, you're talking about the Strauss-Truppen being pretty darn good.
Yeah, Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, we know they're going to perform against rifles early on. But what about the LMGs later?
LMG rifles and Panzer Grenadiers are pretty comparable. LMG rifles are slightly better because M1919s. But, I know, it's really going to be down to using those Stormtroopers to get in close, because American guys are going to have better in like the 300, 200 meter range, while A.Lennart's going to have a better chance in 400 and 100 meter engagements with his infantry selection.
There were some sexy-looking amounts of veterancy there. We are going to see a lot of the American, all the American vets going to disappear right now.
I got stars in my eyes.
Exactly. Well, it's the stars and stripes for a reason, my friend. But no, I mean, Germans actually being fairly aggressive here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good portion of those 4 Strauss-Truppen being brought on in early, and there is like nothing down here for the Americans. Good gosh.
No, it's very aggressive down south for the recon troops. I'm guessing we're going to see some IG-18s because they're also pretty damn powerful. And yeah, the Stormtroopers in the town, and they just need to get within 100 meters, and well, there goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, very, very true. Of course, at the same time, trying to get in there. I mean, they're going to drop smoke and going to move on forward. So, A.Lennart, I'm gonna give a small bit of applause for you already, because even if this guy goes down, at least you use smoke.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well smoke it.
You smoke it if you're being bottom, right?
Yeah.
And actually, turns out, wow, there was no naval version early on. I'm looking at his deck. Maybe it's an old version of it? No.
No, I think IG-18 models, maybe. Because I know what you're talking about, because the lovely thing, ladies and gentlemen, you can't actually see what's inside the vehicles, so most of the time, we're just guessing. So
well, early on, anyway, I was thinking to myself, please, early naval buffer is 60 per, it's super great. Yes, you need some Opal Blitz, but it's beautiful.
But I believe those are IG-18s that have been deployed, but IG-18 is still a pretty damn useful unit. Especially
if you get some veterancy on them like you do right here.
Yeah, and you can get a lot of them, and only like, what, 45 points? That's cheap as chips.
Very, very true. Now, early on, we are going to see the rifles with their fire support should be able to push the Germans back out of town, but then this MG42 has beautiful enfilade. Oh my god, those riflemen could not be in a better position to be shot at.
Mm-hmm.
But Abrams is being appropriately cagey, comes in, throws a couple rounds off. Now, we do have your oh-so-favored Bantams out on the map. Oh, God. You want to talk about those a little bit, or no?
Yeah, Bantam, it's another reason why 4th Armored's bloody strong. They got a recon unit with a 50 cal machine gun that also has a little bit of armor. So, it's slightly cheaper than a regular 50 cal machine gun team. And it has recon optics and more mobile and a little bit of armor, so you can engage MG42 teams very effectively.
So I don't know how the hell all the Americans just... Oh, no, I thought the Americans went down. No, that was actually the Starstruppen. No, sorry, Panzer Grenadiers. Wow.
Yep.
Germany's getting rolled back like crazy. We're actually going to see a mortar half-track being brought on in from the western side. Wow, this is a lot more pro-American than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't really get the Stormtroopers into the best position, and these rifles, once they get within that 300-meter range, that's really do start beating up the Panzer Grenadiers. Also, having to deal with that Abrams is going to be a bit of a pain, because he needs to get Stormtroopers close enough, really, and it's a bit far back. There's rifles in front protecting him, and not because that Abrams is just a damn good tank, it's also a command tank, so it's given veterancy buff to all the rifles nearby.
Exactly, and in that town, that is an awful lot of veterancy going on out.
Yeah, that is... And a lot of rifles, too. I mean, those rifles are... Okay, not half the price, but it's like 1.5 rifles is 1 Panzer Grenadier, and that's a lot of rifles in the town, my dude.
I'm actually kind of surprised to see that Lennart has not been more aggressive on the south. I mean, he knows already that there's not a whole lot in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And even more so, I mean, it's actually really difficult for the Americans to even reinforce this southern side of the map. Which I guess always kind of frustrated me, that this map is a little bit unbalanced, I would think.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so a bit.
Whoa, but the Americans just... Oh, wow. Two squads have surrendered, Panzer Grenadiers go down, and now the Germans have completely lost the entire town. What the hell?
Yeah, well, we do have the neighbor alpha finally being brought out. It did do a little bit of neighboring, but I just don't think A.Lennart had good infantry positions initially, and, you know, if he had the neighbor alpha out at the beginning, he kind of could have got all the riflemen as they're still very clumped up together, and then attacked instead of trying to attack when a rifleman already have good defensive positions with a Sherman tank covering. Yep, I saw it. That's not... You don't run down a road when there's a Sherman in front of you.
Oh, heck no. No, you drop out early and make them walk, man. This is not an Uber. Sounds goofy, but you do have Uber up in Canada, yes?
Yeah, we do have Uber, but
there's dead silence, and I was like, maybe he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's usually done by a Polar Bear Express show.
Oh, that's true. Sled dogs, I thought, sometimes, too.
Yeah, that's more like the Yukon area. Down here in Ontario, it's usually polar bears and sometimes the moose. And then you get the people who do the Canadian Goose Express, and you don't want to take the Canadian Goose Express. It's very loud.
Maybe the Germans do, because all they do is goose step. But, in the meantime, after we get done with these bad puns, we did just see that the mortar half-tracks have taken out the IG-18 outside of town, and the Germans are actually really starting to suffer here.
Yeah, this is not good positions. A.Lennart is really hurting, just in terms of units all around. He's losing the MG-42, all his stuff is getting mortared, and I know he doesn't have his Stug. Okay, now we got the Stug F8, and he's bringing that in. I know it's going to be a very risky fight between him and the Sherman, to be entirely honest. It's really just going to come down to who can shoot who first.
Well, again, that line of sight's to be perfect. So of course you want to tell us again what kind of range he has. Well, it's only 1,000 meters, so 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters. And by God, I think the Americans have way better vision right now.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They know that he's there.
If he wants to engage that Sherman, he really wants to stun it up with an Abraham strike before moving up. He does not want to move up first, that's for sure.
Well, we are seeing that the AT guns are starting to work the flanks of the Americans, but with those mortar half-tracks, they're not going to get very far.
Yeah, those mortar half-tracks are absolutely doing God's work here. And all of A.Lennart stuff, especially during this A phase, is very soft. It's all soft vehicles, AT guns, etc. So just a few mortars are going to do damn good work. And is that another IG? Yeah, it's another IG.
Yeah, it's an IG, yeah.
Down south.
And I guess the Naval-Warfare... No, Naval-Warfare got hitched on the back of that Opel Blitz. That doesn't get used often enough either, I don't think. People don't generally redeploy their artillery vehicles after they come on out.
Same. I'm pretty, apparent to this. I'm a bit lazy. Okay, I'll just move the overpower and actually hit you to his truck. That could make it much faster, but especially the Naval-Warfare... Fantastic idea, because that's the thing you want to keep constantly redeploying after you take the shot.
Okay, this could be gorgeous, though. All right, so Abrams is starting to come to the southern tip of the town.
Oh, yeah.
The IG-18s, I'm not sure if that was intentional, trying to draw them in, or what it was, but there's still a pack in there.
Oh, yeah, it is getting... Okay, the mortars are
is
a
this
bit
going to
long.
be beautiful, or is it going to be awful? Let's check out that... Oh, no, he can't see a whole lot right now. Where's he going? He's going a little bit further up into this orchard.
Yep.
And he should be able to see. He can see the tank then.
Yep, he's going to see it. It's just going to be down to, can he get the first shot kill?
Is he going
to rate for the stormtroopers? Because he can get a Panzerfaust for the stormtroops.
Also true. Also true. I think he's petrified of that mortar barrage happening again and again. By the way, Nibelwerfer just fired off 2 rockets. I do like he didn't do the entire barrage.
I like it a lot.
Really.
I like it a lot. That's very good considering he only has 1 Nibelwerfer. He might as well save your rockets.
And save your munitions for that matter, too. Those things are not cheap.
No.
Oh, and actually, I didn't even notice the M8 cavalry coming on in. Actually got a weapon damage there, and the pack is just barely... No, he is pinned down. I, for some reason, thought, hey, maybe he's okay.
At least he managed to declaw the M8, which is good.
True.
And, nope. 105 Sherman blows him up from 1.2 kilometers.
Honestly, I was trying to check out to see what was coming on in from the eastern side. Is that the other IG, or is that the other Naval-Warfare? Must be another IG-18, isn't it?
I think it might be a Pack 40.
Center arterial German side. Northeast of the...
Yeah, it is a naval, I think, right? No, IG-18.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check that. We were seeing like a very, very weird silhouette in the back of that truck.
Yep.
No, yeah, you are correct. We are going to see another Pack 38 coming on in. I'm petrified at this point. I always think Pack 36 is my first.
Oh no, it's Pack 38. My bad. Sorry.
And the Germans, despite having an early control in the south, are now completely and totally shoved back.
Yeah, and really, it's just due to the artillery. Yeah, it's Fancy Pants is bringing up. It's a rather fancy artillery, and it's just because of that, A.Lennart can't bring out AT guns to effectively deal with the tanks, and the tanks are really rolling face, and just all the rifles in the middle are a pain in the butt. So really, it's going to come down to B phase, I'd say, for Lennart to really try to take the advantage back.
And the question is really, can he do that? I mean, the 4th Armored starts out with more supply in the first place, and just keeps that advantage the entire way through.
Yeah, that's very true. But A.Lennart, you can get Stug 4s, which are phenomenal tanks. It's going to be great for dealing with all this American armor. And also the idea of getting more, I think you can get Pioneers, more PZ Gren, Stormtroopers, and more artillery pieces.
20 squads or so coming on in, and I think that's actually what's really harming him early on as well, is that all of his A-phase infantry just got wiped super fast. He's literally in the he's holding everything but that, and you can see right now, 4 new squads coming on in at 232 as well. Not beautiful.
No, not good at all. I think A.Lennart, his remedy to his solution, just get more Naval-Warfare. This is the Naval-Warfare map. It's all very close range, so you can get them in close. And just look at all these groups of American infantry are just waiting to get Nabalreft.
By the way, I do want to call out that the M8 did have a weapon damage, so we are finally seeing an example. I don't often see this, but getting an example of the GMC able to repair somebody else. So M8 is back in the fight. He's ready to go.
Yeah, when a rapid damage happens, it just removes all the ammunition on the vehicle.
True, but I'm just saying that a lot of times it seems like whenever the weapon gets damaged for me, the next time I even, I don't get a chance to pull the vehicle out. Yeah, the next shot comes in and kills him.
Yeah, it's lucky bugger.
Yep. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, indeed. So where's that second naval you were talking about? I don't see the other naval.
No, I don't see an Abraf yet, but he needs to get more, is what I am saying.
Aha, yeah. Okay.
Honestly,
if he brings in that Feldkanone, Akzen, that would be kind of nice. I mean, 80 munitions per, it's much quicker firing, and honestly, not a shabby vehicle, a shabby weapons platform. I'd just be shelling the ever-living bejesus out of this avenue and just walking my fire down. I'm not sure why he's not.
Yeah, A.Lennart really does need more artillery, because it's a lot of enclosed or entrenched positions that he needs to attack, and it's nothing really too heavy either, so the artillery will really just stun up the entirety of the American forces. Really, he needs to knock out his bloody mortar half-tracks. They are just really destroying his front line. Any sort of assault or defense that Lennart's been trying to do, he just gets stunned up by the mortars, and he can't do jack all.
By the way, we are going to see the B-26B coming on in, the strafing marauder.
Oh boy.
And while I applaud him for his valiant effort, he's trying to machine gun a Stug to death.
I mean, he can maybe stun it up, but yeah, it's going to take a lot of bit of munitions to really, stun up a Stug Fate.
Very, very true. So I mean, I really do applaud him. That's very brave, but it's kind of idiotic.
Yeah, I mean, right, let's see.
That's 2 passes. He's not even made it to 50% yet.
Yeah, it's a bit. Go for the AT guns.
Yes. Actually, you and I had a rather frustrating game of that happening. We bring AT guns in, and we just got strafed to hell and back.
Yeah, the B-26 in B phase is much more manageable because you can get actual planes in AA. While in A phase, it is... The thing of A phase, you don't have much AA or planes to begin with, especially a lot of German decks. And even if you do bring up like a fighter plane to try and shoot one down, oh god, there's 2 of them!
Oh crap!
Oh god!
But at least we have an AA gun out here now for the Germans. Unfortunately, it is only a Flak 36, so it's barely pinging off the armor.
Yeah, it's wow, that really did not do much morale damage to the B-26. I'm quite impressed.
Now, we've been talking for a long time about the frustrations of the 4th Armored as German divisions go. And I really don't want to get too much into that, but I guess I'm a little concerned right now. We are going to see a mortar being brought in by A.Lennart, but I don't know, will that really impact the map that much?
It's a 2-star mortar, which is pretty awesome.
1-star mortar.
Oh yeah, never mind, it has the command thing. But, I feel like he just needs more infantry in front, because once a Hellcat gets brought in, it just comes down to first shot, and I'd really just give first shot to Hellcat most of the time, because it's so bloody fast, it can get into a good position. And just look at the B-26, almost completely stunning up the vehicle here. I think A.Lennart, he needs a bit more infantry, especially in the northern flank, a bit more artillery, like we keep saying before, and he'd be in a much better position.
Now, here's a question. Why is it that we don't see a lot of retreating in terms of infantry from A.Lennart? I mean, you would think that you'd rather preserve your troops as opposed to just kind of sending them into the meat grinder, just keeping them there to fall under fire from this mortar half-tracks, for example.
Yeah, I feel like he just kind of wants to keep, even if he's barely holding on to the edge of that town, just having that slight foothold. He does not want to have to lose it and then fight back for it. And it's really like pushing past that initial choke point in the town, which is really going to be the pain in the butt, for Lennart.
I do also want to make a call out that we are going to see a couple of squads come from the Americans down to the south as Lennart starts to move further and further in.
He's getting that field cannon they were talking about earlier. Nice little 80-point artillery piece. Not the best artillery gun in the world, but it's 80 points. You can't really complain.
And better than nothing, first of all.
Yeah, it's something.
Now, we do have 2 Hellcats now in the field, and they're running roughshod over the northern German flank. And Abrams is just kind of chilling down the south. I am almost surprised that we're not seeing the Pak 40 being brought on in from Lennart.
Yeah, down south it'd really do well because Lennart is now pushing through very heavily. He's got his nice salient on his southern flank, and the open ground isn't really going to benefit him when this Hellcat is brought on over. But it seems like the best place to really try and make an offensive play and start getting some momentum. With that Hellcat being brought in, the Stug's completely out in the open. It doesn't have range. And,
no, it does not. And it's going to be able to see, but it's not going to be able to shoot. He's shooting instead at those poor little engineers who really can't do jack at this range.
And yeah, it's a Hellcat falling back.
I think he's a little nervous about that whole.
He shouldn't be, yo. He outranges a Stug right now.
He's actually allowing the 105 Sherman to kind of take it first, to walk point and take the first hit, I think.
Oh no, yeah.
Or not. No, he finally sees it.
Around.
So yeah, I was just say that Stug really needs to be afraid here.
Yeah,
very afraid.
Very afraid. There we go.
And that's why.
Yep.
Just another constant litany of complaining of a German in this game. But dear Christ.
Yeah, Hellcats are they're very good. Very good vehicles. It's just the amount that you can get, but anyway, A.Lennart still actually making a bit of progress up north with some 222s and Pioneers. The engineers right now are stopping his progress. I think it's really going to come down to Lennart taking the flanks to win this match.
True. And right now he does have it 52 to 48. He is well on his way.
And look at down south, even though that Hellcat and 105 Sherman is there, can't see the Panda Grenadiers, and they're getting into a safe spot of the trees and orchard, and once they get that's going to be a real tough nut to crack to kick them out. It's just going to come down to Lennart bringing some proper anti-tank weapons down south. But if you look up north, we got a big bloody gun, a big 88, the Pack 43. There we go. Can he kill him? No,
he better be able to. He's not going to get behind that. Oh, what the?
No,
dude, it's right there. Please, for the love of Bob.
Right, come on. There we go. The AI is a bit funky.
Sliver it. No, he's going to have to infantry instead.
Yep.
And now he's going to get blasted to pieces. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. What happens is when units usually shoot like a unit, and then it's forced to fall back. They end shoot at other units that aren't falling back first instead of trying to get the kill.
Well, more immediate danger,
Yeah, it's... In that case, the Hellcat was the danger, not the engineers, but the AI didn't seem to think so. And that Pack 43 is just got evaporated by the mortar half tracks.
Now, I kind of be amused to see the 232 taking out that Hellcat. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's possible, technically, but it's very, very unlikely.
Yeah, it's a bit unlikely. Maybe I'd kill the Honey or the Stuart, maybe?
Well, the 222 up there definitely could. The 232 as well. I mean, especially at this close range. Was that 300 meters, 400 meters?
Yeah, you can pen it like 300, 400 easily. It's just a little bit
IG-18s have kept, I would say, Lennart in this game, though, so far. They've had a couple of very, very vital kills. I'm not sure you picked up, but the outside part, just to the eastern side of that town, an IG-18 was able to, how do we call it, take out, I don't know, a couple of the rifleman squads, now allowing the Sherman-Wagen to charge on in. It's not going to last long, but he's getting a little bit closer, at least.
You may want to unload the stormtroopers. There we go.
All right, now pop smoke, boys, and move in behind it.
Yeah.
Got Pioneers for a reason.
You got the Abrams on the flank down south, giving some good suppressive fire. And if you look all the way down south, look at the little armored push with the Bantam Hellcat 105 combo.
Yep. I just realized I hadn't taken a look at that in a while. So we are going to see some of the Germans are going to get forced to surrender. In fact, this other one's definitely going to go down, which is a shame because there's 7 guys in that squad. And what's more, yeah, you're absolutely right. 2 Bantams as well as a Hellcat 105. Ain't nothing that can be done.
Yeah, it's a very deadly combination. I mean, do you have the mortar? Yeah, really, the mortar, if he can just kill the Hellcat, all the other units are pretty much dead at that point. Yeah, the
105.
Yeah, the 105 can stun up the mortar, but it can only really stun up. It can't instantly kill it, which is the main thing. And will the mortar get first shot? Come on,
it's not going to.
No, he's going around the corner with a non-turreted vehicle. That's,
exactly.
Not a good idea, even with 2-star veterancy. And I'm really quite surprised. Oh, finally! We got the Stug Force. Okay.
Yep.
This is what we need, baby. We need some Stug Force in the field. You know, lube up the engines, bring them onto the front line, because they're going to be the real heavy hitters. I mean, a Stug Force, really, it's a Tiger, yet 60 points cheaper. Yes, it doesn't have as much AP. You lose only 3 AP, which isn't that bad. And especially against a full armored deck, all that stuff is really lightly armored. You don't need the bloody, you know, big-ass Tiger. Just these Stugs do the trick.
Oh, and again, you're moving through a town. Where's all the enemy fire going to be coming from? Well, head on, because they cannot wait to shoot you. We are going to see some strafing. Oh, no, it's just... Oh, okay, I guess the Lightnings are just flying combat air patrol for right now. I kind of thought they were going to come in after a couple of these ground targets, but I guess not.
I'm quite surprised. Haven't really seen any planes from A.Lennart. I mean, you can get some 2-star Focke-Wulfs, I believe, yo. I know 2 B-26s, which are actually pretty good fighter planes, and 2 P-38. I think I wouldn't want to bring fighters up in that.
Well, you wait until... Oh my gosh, he's bringing troops in anyway. Here comes the Focke-Wulf.
Oh, there we go.
And the Lightnings are... Oh my gosh, the Lightnings are going to completely murder him.
He's like, nope.
I would run too.
Yep, I'm out of here. This ain't going to be a Luftwaffe's greatest moment. Yep.
Well, to be fair, at this point in the entire campaign, I think they were pretty much screwed. There was a couple of planes in the area, and that was about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, he had like that one dude who strafed the beats and got
exactly
happy about it.
Yeah. I think I completely pounded. Okay, so Nebelwerfers are going to attack. Why are you attacking the freaking forest, dude? The entire town is crawling with GIs, and you're going after Robin Hood?
Oh, God.
Wait, mother of potatoes, look at this. There's... What, how many... Okay, there's 5 squads of engineers in the middle of town. You have to know he's got all of his troops right there.
And he could have got the mortar half tracks in there ensuring destruction, but... Wait, he wasn't even attacking that point. I mean, he was attacking it with pioneers, but... Where are you gonna... Okay, yeah. I'm kind of amused seeing these B-26s doing strafing runs. It's this constant cast support.
True.
It really is a World War II A-10 with less tank destroying capabilities.
It's more like an annoying gadfly. It's not even really meant to do any damage. It's just there just to piss you off.
Yeah, and with the S priority right now, yeah, Fancy Pants is having. He is.
Yes, one of the Hellcats has now died.
Okay, well, there's gonna be 5 more.
So there's still, I say, another 7 are still gonna be on the map. But one of the Hellcats has now died. I don't even pretend to hide how much I want the 4th Armor to lose.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm with you this one, Khan. I'm with you this one.
You want that division to be dethroned for a change.
Yeah, I'd like to see some matches where it does lose, because just every single replay, like I said, is bloody 4th Armor division versus something. There's a reason why everyone is playing it. It's a bit too good.
True. And but let's not get into that, because you know, we've had many conversations off cast, on cast about it, and it's only going to make me mad. So let's just focus on this for right now. We are going to see actually another Nebelwerfer barrage. Please, for the love of God, shoot at the actual town, not at the forest. And a single rifle squad. Like, oh yes, and now Abrams is dead too. So could we see a slight reversal? Probably not. But maybe, just maybe, I'm wrong.
I mean, it's only like a 700, 800 point, 700 point difference, which isn't too bad. You can still catch up by that. You know, really, Lennart does, he pretty much needs a +2, I'd say, to safely come back.
Nope, he's shooting down in the south again. Okay, at least he's trying to save his spa troops. I can almost understand that. Almost.
I'm still surprised why he only has 1 Nebelwerfer.
Yeah, I know.
That's 60 points. 60 points, and you can get so many of him. In the 17th as deck, you got Nebelwerfer 41s, Nebelwerfer 42s.
He only has 2 in his deck, but even calling him in phase A would have been perfect.
Yeah, it just... I mean, Nebelwerfers are a little bit cheap in a sense, I will admit. But it's such a good counter, especially on a fight inside a town. But his Stugs are really going to town, and he has one on every single flank, really. Just slowly picking away at the 4th Armored, but...
Yeah, but does he have the time for it?
Yeah, I mean...
Wow, actually, I'm surprised. Wow, that Hellcat... I didn't think they missed.
And the thing too, the Hellcats do have a little bit of trouble penetrating a Stug 4 at max range, right?
Exactly.
Stug really has no issues killing a Hellcat. I mean, they can still penetrate, of course, to Hellcats, but it's much tougher, yo.
Well, when they're close like that, there's absolutely no problem.
Yeah, it was a pretty good play, yo. He did use the mortars to stun the Stug, and then he rushed in the Hellcat to get the finishing blow. And really, the mortars right here, not Hellcats, not the B-26s. These mortars are the MVP of the match here for Fancy Pants. And, I don't know. At this range, he could definitely just naval Earther the mortar half tracks. That's not really too hard. Yeah, he outranges it. Just
and he knows where it's coming from. He's got to know where it's coming from at this point.
You just shoot in that general direction, and you at least knock him out for a little bit. And look, the P-38's going in for a strafing run.
And that's how you know it's bad, when the P-38s are like, nah. Yeah, you know it's bad at that point. As we're crossing 1,000 points now for Fancy Pants over A.Lennart, 53.47. That flak reeling on the ground, just like, let's just pray and spray. Maybe we'll hit something important.
And it really was spraying. I'm quite surprised. I kind of saw some bullets going all over the place.
You know, 4 barrels trace around, something like that, right?
Yeah, also, I guess because it's a little bit stunned up. You know, we've got 2 priests here from Fancy Pants, so he's really doubling down, quite literally, on his artillery game. Stug 4 moves up north. It's getting stunned up by the Arty Party.
Yep, indeed. And he's going to get backed on off, and that, oh my gosh, there's that Sherman that's right there. Could just pick him on off.
You'd be happy Hellcat got knocked out down south.
I missed it. Who killed it?
Stug 4.
A Sherman, the 105 Sherman went down as well.
Yeah.
And the Junker that got brought in completely got wrecked. Not surprising there.
I know, I'll say, okay, that's not a cost-efficient trade, never mind.
But the Germans somehow have taken 51% of this map back with the death of that 105 Sherman.
It's really look at southern flank. That's really just opened up, reconnecting with that Panzer Grenadier squad behind enemy lines.
Who's been sitting there with don't shoot at anybody.
Hands, hold fire.
Exactly. Hands, put your hands in your pockets.
But I want to shoot a machine gun. 999. I'm sorry, that's very bad German.
Oh, please. I definitely was very, very reverent there as well. Not a big problem. So we have the Bantams are going to try to stun up the 222s. And really, hopefully, the 222s can take out the little annoying... They're not going to do it. The Hellcat's going to just kill them. Just wait.
I'm really thinking his southern flank is Lennart's best option. Because if he was to do a big push down south... Those artillery pieces are really right in the open in the crossfire, ready to get flanked if he could get another Stug down south and just do one big armoured push. There's no... We got 2 Hellcats, of course, kind of defending that middle area, but...
I do have to say something really funny. So, Sherman in the north takes out the shooter for the Stug. Next shot takes out the engine. Has now fired 3 rounds. 1 has been a bounce, and he's missed the other 2.
Oh, wait, is this...
He can't even move back. All he's doing now is completely missing the entire time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wait, will the Sherman get a kill or will they get stunned up in time? Oh,
there
never
we
mind.
go. There we go.
I thought the mortar would actually stun up, or the field cannon, I mean.
Well, it is worth noting that we're not going to see that Stuart spam. In fact, we're just seeing a couple of Stuarts here and there, but it looks like Fancy Pants goes for 1 card of Shermans, 1 card of Stuarts, which is not that common.
Yeah, I mean... As I say before, if you're playing 4th Armoured right now, your tank tabs should look like 1 Abrams and then 4 cards of Stuart, because you literally do not need anything else. Sure. But I think he's really been spending more of his money on the artillery pieces and airplanes compared to the armor spam. Which does make sense, because he's not dealing with too many armor threats, it's really just the Stug 4s.
Also true. Now, I guess it's a little bit surprising to me that this Feldkanone... actually I got yelled at by somebody for not saying it correctly, but Feldkanone has been now hit by these mortars, and that's just that should not happen. That just cannot happen, and it really kind of depresses me that these mortar half-tracks are getting close enough that they can engage an artillery piece from what?
Oh no, that's the M7's engaging it.
I could have sworn I saw some mortar rounds as well, but no, it's the M7s, okay.
Yeah, the M7s.
I could be entirely wrong, but wow.
I mean, it's good artillery play, really, from Fancy Pants. I mean, he managed to get into that town, completely beat Lennart out of it, and then he's just holding it really well with a bunch of engineers. And like I said before, A.Lennart, just get the neighbor earthers, my dude. If you're not neighbor earther spamming as 17th SS, you're not doing it correctly. That's just the truth of the matter.
By the way, just a quick validation of your point before. The B-26 coming in, stunning up. Now we see the Hellcat jump around the trees along the south to go after first. That 231, and then we're going to have now a shot against that Stug, and it's just completely take out everybody. Oh, and the 222, of course.
Yeah.
Engine destroyed, transmission destroyed. If you're the Germans right now, you're not going anywhere.
Oh no, he's not going. It's been a lot of engine and transmission destroyed this match, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like, I think all the Stugs, in some sense, have had that debuff modifier once they've been shot. Which isn't, that's not lucky at all.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. And I'm not thinking Leonard's going to pull this one out, which is just...
I think that's a safe assumption. Yeah, at the same time, like, okay, Fancy Banter's playing a rather overpowered deck. Lennart hasn't been playing the best. He has made quite a few mistakes just from a player level this match, instead of like, you know, like, oh, he's not playing as good as his deck. Because Panzer Grenadier deck, 17th SS, really strong. It is a pretty decent counterpart to the 14th or the 4th Armoured Division. But just really lack neighbor earthers, the inability to really beat down and destroy the Hellcats effectively has really hindered him, and also just not being able to counter battery his mortar half tracks, as they've been completely unopposed this entire match. I haven't even think I've been shot at once by a single high explosive shell, and just letting that go on for so long, not good. I mean, being artillery on is not exactly the most fun thing to happen. And just look at all these P-38s. That's a lot of P-38s. Yeah, I think that's more of a 4th armored thing, because you can get like 6 of them, like 3 unvetted and 3 vetted. Yeah, at the same time, Fancy Pants is really opting for more of an airplane focused 4th armored with ES priority and just constant B-26 runs, and I really do like the gameplay of the constant B-26 runs.
Now, I guess as a little bit of a humorous aside, I think I found a post the other day on Reddit, some kind of comment made by a veteran, that the way to tell who you were fighting is if you shot at somebody and they threw up their arms, they were French. If you shot at somebody and all they just started spraying back a hail of bullets, they were German.
Yep.
And if you shot at somebody and 5 minutes later your entire world exploded into flame and bombs and everything like that, you knew they were American.
Yep.
Just like that, there goes Leonard surrendering, and you know, God help him, he lasted a lot longer than I think he should have with that. The 1391 to 221, jeez.
Look at KD.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean,
dominant.
There's no real, okay, you got like one Hellcat getting a pretty good kill this, but all the kills for the 4th armored player was very balanced. A lot of units only got 2 to 3 unit kills max, which is pretty fair. He used all his tools in his arsenal very effectively, and the constant B-26 strafing runs, even though it didn't kill much, one of them killed a mortar 3 actually, they just constantly stunning up all the infantry, all the AT guns that are being brought to the Stugs that are being brought out, denying him, you know, actual proper usage. And
yes, please.
And also like the artillery, because he just completely battered Lennart to death with artillery and fire support. He did get lots of kills, but really that's because he stunned up the forces Yen attacked, especially at the end where he saw the Hellcat knocking out like 3 German vehicles thanks to air support.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But, like I said, even though 4th Armoured is a pretty overpowered deck at the moment, Lennart, just buy neighbor earthers. 17th SS, just buy neighbor earthers, guys. Just all you need to do. That's it. GG. Neighbor earthers. You heard it here
especially on such a tight map. Maybe Carpet Cat's not really the same thing, or no, Colin Bells. I always forget. Airfield, help me out.
Carpet Cat's airfield map. Even in Carpet Cat, you do have that out of town, so I would say it's a good unit. Yeah, I like Show, for example. You know, maybe not the best, but like in this map right here, where it really is all about Saint Mary Eglise. I mean, you want to be John Rain, you want to get in there first, but you really need a neighbor earthers to do that. I only saw I only saw bloody Longest Day like a few days ago. It's alright. It's still very fresh in my mind.
True.
And this game is pretty much movie the video game in a sense.
Just
it has
remember,
all the guys.
1 click, followed by 2 clicks. I'm not gonna get the 2-click thing, but at this point, yeah, that's cool.
It's probably just gonna be a Car 98 Botax and rifle right here.
Thank you. I was hoping you were gonna get that reference.
His cast has just been bloody longest hour references. Okay, I think I have nothing else really to say, Carl. How about you?
No, I'll leave more movie references for next time. I think next time we're gonna go for Saving Private Ryan. So
okay, there we go. And I promise you, it's gonna be Saving Private Ryan's references next time. Then we're probably gonna go to Kelly's Heroes, and then probably Eagle's Nest.
Oh my gosh, or Eagle's Dare.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, Eagles.
Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful movie. But that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't checked out the other guys' channel yet, do so. Ryan's got some great stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. But that's going to do it for us. So this has been Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.
Take it easy.